All right, take it away, Debbie.
Okay, well, I think I know all of you, so I don't really have to introduce myself. I'm Debbie Jensen, and member of Seroptimus International of San Luis Obispo. And I offered to be part of the Leadership Academy. So Judy asked me to do this particular presentation on appreciating your members. So I'll start by telling you that I really appreciate you joining here tonight. And I hope I have a few good tips for you. What's interesting is doing this presentation got me started in my own club. I talked with our program chairman, and we decided that we would do a membership appreciation meeting. We're currently meeting for 4 weeks every Tuesday, and we're starting the third Tuesday to be Membership Appreciation Week. And Deb Addis on the iPhone is our first person to be the speaker. And we appreciate Deb. She's a new member to our club. She's been in Seroptimus a while, but she's new to our club, and she jumped right in and got very, very, very active in our fundraiser, which, by the way, brought in $13,000 for our Live Your Dream Award winners. And so we're very appreciative. And tomorrow she will share her past experiences and her career. And then we'll have somebody the third Tuesday of every month. So to get started, I just want to outline the course. This course will review simple and everyday ways leaders can show appreciation for club members. And I also want to share kind of an idea that goes along with this. It's apart from a verbal or a written thank you or a special event of some sort, just a constant ongoing attitude of feeling appreciative to your I'll say customers a few times because I owned a gift shop for 18 years. So I did a lot of that appreciation thing. But, just the leadership and each other, all of us, just to show appreciation in little ways, it goes a long way. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later. And for now, I just want to look at some ideas for how you can show your members how much they are appreciated. In my club, a past president decided that she was going to give each member a birthday card. And she was able to give them mostly at meetings. She had her calendar and she would give the card at the meeting closest to their birthday. But if they happened to miss out on the meeting and it got to be too long, she'd just pop it in the mail. And she shared with me how appreciative people were. Oh, you remembered. And sometimes that was the only card they got because we do so much on the internet and, that type of greeting anymore. Well, handwritten thank you notes are very, very special. I have a few that I was sent when I was a brand new club member. And we had one member in particular who always took time to write notes to people. And when you think about these ideas, a lot of times the first person you think of to carry out something like this would be your club president. Well, rather than another responsibility for her, committee chairs could write thank you notes or even somebody appointed by the president. So instead of racking up a big list of things to dump on your club president, it'd just be a good idea to think about ways other people within our club, board members, committee chairs, whatever. Some clubs have what they call a sunshine committee, and they do send out get well cards and little cards when people have special events or, family issues. The next idea is a member appreciation event. Now, that could be something where maybe it's just an annual thing and you get together, maybe you have a special dinner and a committee would put it on or a board of directors would put it on. And it would just be something where you really sit down and appreciate each other and how you, when you work together, how much more you accomplish. So to have an annual event, sometimes I know one club that does that. And what they do is it's always the same time. It's always kind of like in February, because, you know, Valentine's Day, and we love our members. And what they do is every year somebody different or some part of the club, a committee, whatever, is featured. And she gave me a list of the people that they like to point out and honor. And it's the fundraising people, the Live Your Dream committee, Dream It, Be It. And then sometimes it's just the leadership in general. The board of directors is the featured guest and the members put on the event. So it can really vary. It can fit your club how you want it to fit. And then here's kind of a fun exercise we did in my club a long time ago. And I think we've repeated it a couple times. Every member gets a piece of paper. You want a paper that's like 5 by 7, 8.5 by 11, something substantial. And you write your name at the top of the page. And everybody needs to listen carefully. Point this out because we had chaos the first time. Everybody needs to listen carefully and follow directions. After you write your name on the paper, you hand it to the member on your right. That person is going to write down one reason she appreciates you. And you're going to keep going around the room until everybody has had a chance to write down something that they appreciate about that club member. Sometimes people have a hard time thinking it's okay if they repeat it. You could still be thankful for this person. So it's worked out pretty well. It gives people a chance to kind of get to know each other a little better. And it usually winds up being a very noisy meeting because people get all excited and they start talking. And it's a fun exercise. People enjoy that. Another idea is, one person was telling me that she loves going to her club meetings, but she has a hard time getting there. And her club president always thanks her for being there. They'll have their business, you know, getting ready to start. And she'll say, "Oh, Mary, we haven't seen you in a few weeks. It's good to see you here today." So pretty much any kind of attention that you give to a member is sincere, but still there's always something that you can say. Let's see. I think I have some more notes. I have them in 2 different places. Okay. There have been some interesting studies done. And one of the ideas that I found, just saying a simple phrase such as "thank you" can have a powerful impact on our members. When we appreciate members, they are more motivated to attend club meetings, more motivated to get involved in our programs and spread the word about the work we do. So there's some ideas, and I think there was one more little thing. I don't have a whole hour's worth. I'm going to see if anybody has a couple of ideas to share, maybe something you've heard in your club or even in another group. Let's go ahead and do that now. Anybody have? There's a few enough of us. I think you can just start talking.
Our club actually has a sunshine person who does send out the birthday cards and whatnot. I'm not sure if that's still happening this year, but it has been that way in the past. And also, like, if there's been a relative or somebody who's passed. I think the whole thank you is a great thing to have, especially coming from board members to just the general membership. A lot of that, or a lot of one-on-one attention, I think could also be used to get to know the person and just to kind of be more interactive, involving them more in the committees. That kind of thing, I think, shows a lot of appreciation that they're valued and needed, that they feel that they're a part of the club. So
that's great.
I was gonna say, kind of not an obvious thing, but is giving members credit for their contributions and their work, and not, especially when it's external to the club. Maybe it's really easy for a president to get feedback, maybe with an external organization after something. But a lot of times that kind of appreciation that comes to one person or to the club generically needs to be shared with the people that maybe really did the work.
Right.
So, I find in my position now, I'm kind of a conduit a lot of times just to connect people with questions. And it would be really easy to take credit for solving a problem that I actually didn't solve. I was just the middleman. So, and that makes people feel bad, to see somebody else taking credit for a lot of effort that maybe went into something, either at a board level or kind of an officer level. It needs to be really, really shared.
Yeah.
Well, I'll share. I'm from Oakdale, and we've stolen a few ideas, I think, or borrowed. We do have a sunshine committee, and they mail birthday cards, and as Irene said, for other things that come up as well. We also, and I'm sorry, I don't remember who we stole this idea from, but somebody in our district, I believe, had made signs, and I'm sorry, if you go to our Facebook page, you'll see pictures of it, I think, but they're like 2 foot by 3 foot, just those Coroplast signs. And I have a vinyl cutter, so I cut out colored vinyl and it has a Seroptimus logo, and we got it approved. But it says happy birthday to our Seroptimus sister. And so we have somebody on the sunshine committee. They change every quarter, I think, so no one gets burnt out. The first year it was just me, and it was a little too much because you have to go put the sign in their yard and then go pick it up at the end of the day or the next day. So it can be a lot of work, but it really has been a neat thing now that we've spread the love a little bit and other people are doing it. We did have to make a second sign because there are 2 dates in the year where we have 2 people who have the same birthday. But
you stole that from series.
Pardon me?
I think you stole that from series.
Oh, thank you. I couldn't remember who it was from. Thank you, Judy. Yeah. So that's been very popular. Everybody seems to really love that, especially the new members when they don't know it's going to happen. That's exciting. And then we also have, and I think Charlotte, and I don't know where she got the idea, if it was from another Seroptimus club or not, but Charlotte Metcalf, when she was president a few years ago, she made up this like a display board they use for science fairs, the 3 trifold things. You can get them at Dollar Tree or whatever. But anyway, we have a really crafty member who always designs a new one based on the theme of that president. But this year mine was sunflowers, and so they did a little garden, and it's just, to begin with, it's just a garden, but then the person who made the craft gives the president, in my case, little sunflowers, paper sunflowers. And at every meeting, either the president or any of the other members recognize whoever they think needs to be recognized for whatever it is. It's always Seroptimus related, but after our big holiday luncheon fundraiser, the chair of that event thanked all of her committee members and was very specific about, especially the ones who kind of went over and above what was expected of them. The only caveat I'll say is you have to be careful and not forget somebody, because that had happened. Or, especially if you have a smaller club. The first year we did it, we didn't have as many members, and it was really noticeable, the one or two people who were on the board by the end of the year, you know. So that's the only thing I will say about it. Something I'm really careful about now, because I know someone was kind of hurt by that. So, but
Pam, I love
but-
that idea. So on the flowers, do you put the name of the person and then what they did? Or?
yes,
You can
I have
do
to say that-
whatever.
So
Mhm.
Suzette Titus is our crafty person, and she made all of the flowers with everyone's name on it ahead of time. And she's, as we've added new members this year, she makes a new one and gives it to me. And she already had the whole kit together with double stick tape for me to throw it on and put it on. And once the flowers, thank you for asking, because that reminded me. Sorry, I'm taking so long. Once somebody has a flower up, then if they're recognized again, they get a butterfly on top of their flower.
Oh, cute.
So it's not a one and done kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. Very cute idea.
That
Yeah,
is-
it was, and I don't take, it was all Charlotte who brought it at least to our club, and it really has become a great thing. I love that it's not just me. Frankly, as president, it's a lot of responsibility to feel like, I got to make sure everybody's recognized, but it's
Mhm.
nice that anyone can do it. And I'm constantly reminding them, you know, don't forget. And sometimes people are recognized for something I wouldn't have thought to recognize them for, but you know, there's nothing wrong with that.
Mhm.
That's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, Pam, because I would have said it at some point. Like, consistency is very important. You know, if someone's on the wrong end of being left out, forgot the birthday or whatever, that's almost worse
Oh,
than
absolutely.
doing nothing at all.
Yes, yes. We had a member who moved, and the person in charge of the signs didn't realize, and she put the sign at the wrong house, and that
Oh,
person
no.
thought she hadn't gotten recognized. So yeah, we handled it, but yeah, you got to be careful about those things.
Anybody else have anything?
Well, we have a sunshine lady. She's one of our newer members. And we saw right away her personality. I mean, she'd be perfect. And she's actually even made a card that I could send out to you guys for us to just keep with us. And if we know someone that needs a little sunshine, we can hand it to them. And she also then sends cards, and she even calls people. She's been really good on that. And I've been sending out birthday cards, just something I started doing. She does when somebody's not feeling well or something. So I could probably give the birthday cards to her. I'm sure she'd be fine with that. We recognize, I think Judy said recognize members for other things. We have one of our members runs marathons, and every time she does one successfully, we post it on Facebook and identify her as a Seroptimus member, and we all cheer for her at at meetings. So, and I try, and I've been pretty good about it, to call personally 2 to 3 members a month and just talk. Just, talk to them and see how they're, I mean, you really do find some things out that way when it's just one-on-one. I've picked up on a couple issues I didn't know we had. So, just to talk to them, see how they're doing, how they're feeling. We have a couple older members that don't come to meetings very often, but they try and stay involved. So, yeah, I can't think of anything else. I do little like raffles at meetings and stuff, and things, but I guess that's not really appreciation. That's just giving them a gift. So that's it for us.
Well, I'm glad you brought up calling, contacting some members you don't see for a while. Our club president this year is very good about that. And she'll call and, she'll just tell them what we're doing, what's coming up, and put it on your calendar. We're going to have a social, just trying to keep them interested. They're interested and they're active. They're very supportive. It's just that we want them to feel like they're welcome, and we miss them at meetings.
Yeah, I think I do that just at random anyway. I was doing that when I was president, and I'm still doing it now just because I feel the member is a friend. So I just haven't seen you, or, maybe because of the pandemic or whatever, and there's different things like that. Just want to kind of touch base and just say hi. Um, just let everybody know that we're doing okay and that kind of thing. So the other thing I know that, with social media and Canva and doing that, getting used to what that whole thing is about, and to try to just celebrate birthdays or new members that way as well, is something that I would really like to start getting into. And I actually plan to do that previously when this year started, but hasn't come along that way yet. So, but that's also pretty major. I've seen it. It's really pretty. I've even reached out to a few clubs that do use it, and it's pretty neat. So it's pretty neat.
I was just gonna say, Debbie mentioned having a new member handle the Sunshine Committee stuff, and that we have done that. A couple of the people who joined the Sunshine Committee, we suggested that they join the Sunshine Committee as new members because we kind of thought they'd be a good fit for that too. But it helps engage them because they feel like they're we have a lot of people now in our club, and you know how it is, the same people tend to do the same jobs. We had the same Sunshine Chair Committee for a little too long, and
Right.
that now we have a little bit more people to choose from, but also we've kind of it gave us a reason to say, hey, it'd be a great time to let so-and-so have a chance to be in charge of something. So as long as the person, the person we have in charge right now, not in charge of the committee, but who's in charge of putting the signs out, is a little stretched too thin, I'm afraid. So we're all a little nervous about this. She just started, but but as a new member, I think it's a great way to engage them.
I think that's true. I mean, there's not this huge learning curve. There's not this Optimus lingo that can be overwhelming to new members. It's an easy way, and it's about relationships, and people stay around for relationships that are good, not bad. So that's, I think that's a great way to get a new person involved. Anybody can send a birthday card, right? But helps them get to know the other members, especially the ones that, maybe don't come to the meetings as often.
So Pam, you said your club is large. How many members do you have?
We are at 43 members right now.
Wow.
One of them just moved out of state, so she'll be rolling off, but we have about 5 interested potential new members right this month. So my goal is to hit 50 by the end of my presidency. We'll see. We were at 40 when I started, so it's not like it, but we have really expanded dramatically in the last year or two. And I have to say, a big part of the reason, I think, is because of one new member who is 25, and she just she's been part of Oakdale. Her family's been part of Oakdale forever. She knows everyone, and she's involved in everything. She actually was just elected to our city council recently, but she's just a go-getter, and as Irene said, social media, she's all over social media, and that's a big part of how we've drawn people in. But I will say a lot of the new members are more my generation than her generation. It's just she's kind of got a buzz going in the community about Seroptimus, so it doesn't feel, I think, to the general public like your grandmother's club as it used to. Sorry, I can say that as a grandmother. I'm just saying that's kind of been the perception in our club, at least, or in our community at least.
Anybody else have anything to share or questions?
No, but
I just want to say thank you, Debbie. I hadn't heard of the pass the paper concept. I love that. I'm definitely gonna do that for a program meeting or something.
It's fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Debbie, I wanted to say thank you, but I actually have people that are cooking dinner for us tonight. So
Okay.
they just came to tell me it was ready. So I'm gonna have to sign off.
Well, thank you for coming in.
Sure.
It's
Bye-bye.
good to see you, Linda.
Bye, Linda.
I was gonna ask her a question, but I won't now.
Well, you can, but I don't
It was
think we'll get the answer.
unrelated to what we're talking about. So I'll save it for another time.
So, anybody ready for dinner?
I'm ready.
I went black on my screen because I'm eating mine.
That's one way to
My
do
husband
it.
just brought me a plate.
No one fixing dinner for me. What's up with
I
that?
know. Me too, Pam, me too.
I'm on my own as well.
Are all of you going to Ireland?
No, not for
No
the,
wish.
I
Oh,
am.
I
me
am.
too. There's 2 from our club that are going.
Who else is
Wow.
going, Debbie?
Hmm?
Who else is going?
Julie Babcock,
Okay.
our treasurer.
And Irene, you're going?
Yes. Yep, definitely.
We have another member that wants to go, but she'd like to have a partner to cut the cost of the room, but nobody else in our club wants to go, so.
There are lots of people in the region going, Debbie. I think we should maybe we should kind of coordinate something like that. I've had a few people ask, are you going to, I haven't made any plans yet, other than I'm going.
Yeah.
Decision.
Yeah.
I've registered, but I haven't done anything else. Because I have a feeling that there's probably others in that situation. So, maybe we can have some sort of common, I don't know.
It'd be great.
I don't know. Who's the
yeah,
other?
when I
person?
went to Istanbul, there were a lot of people, and I forget how they did it. They somehow got the message out that they were looking for a roommate.
Yeah, I
to
think
start.
we could talk about it at we have a board meeting coming up, because I think that's a good idea. To the extent that people want to coordinate and save money, I think that's something that we would all be in favor of. So
I just booked my ticket on United. A little under 2,000.
oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, not a bargain.
Look.
But once you get there, things aren't very expensive. The tours and stuff are very reasonable.
Mhm.
It's just getting there.
Yeah.
I have a trip that got canceled because of COVID. Yeah, and it was a really nice itinerary. I loved it. So I'm just hoping something like that comes up again soon. Went to all the places I want to go.
Yeah, I had a trip for 2020 that was canceled, and I don't know. I'd love to recreate it and just hit Dublin on the wave. I don't know if that's going to happen either.
Do we take anything as a region to these meetings? I know when Marilee went to Japan a couple of years ago, she took things from from California. She took things, but is that something we should do?
Yeah, I don't know, Debbie. That's a good question, because this is an international
Mhm.
that, technically we're not required to be. I don't know. But that's a good question.
I don't remember getting very much stuff in Istanbul. Always a lot of things at SIA,
Yeah.
conventions, especially from the Japanese ladies.
Right.
They come with bags full of stuff.
Mhm.
I think that's why Marilee took stuff to Japan. She felt, they might have expected something.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Well,
Yeah.
it's during that friendship dinner or night. It's after that is where I think it's because it's called friendship dinner or night or something like that. But I think that's kind of, from what I gather from being part of Seroptimus, that's kind of like a customary thing where I belonged to Hanford before I'm in SI Clovis right now, but it just seemed to me as if they were already looking for, like, whether it's chapsticks or little coin bags or fans and things like that, because that's what they wanted to be able to give, because they pretty much were going to meet somebody and take pictures with them and then get something back. So they didn't want to be empty-handed. So I don't know. Our club hasn't done anything SI Clovis hasn't yet, so we haven't looked at that, but I don't know. But there is a
I'm
night
going to
I
go
thought that
ahead and
we,
sign off. I'll
Hey,
see you
Deb.
tomorrow, Deb. Thanks
All
very
right,
much.
see you tomorrow.
All righty.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
I think I'm going to stop recording since we're just talking about something.
okay.
You can still continue.